Hey all, so I wanted to show this. So this playlist, right? I've been doing this for like many years, and it's been difficult and sometimes, and so obviously beautifully synchronistic and hugely emotional. I hope I don't get slaughtered for this, but I'm just going to play bits and bobs of tracks here and there, and just to kind of give you an idea of what it's like. And I'll mute my mic while I'm playing, and then come back in when I'll just play a few seconds of a few of the tracks, and then just to kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking about here. And there's a reason why I'm talking about all this.
You find your strength. Someone's throat gets dry, crying out for water. Snowflake runs down her face in white linen and dark blue bubbles. When in your pain, you soak your hands in sour milk and swallow the drops of rain. Here I am in this spot. Here I am in this part of the world.
Okay, so you can see how the playlist is playing to that visual. So that's just one example of many, many like synchronistic things that this. I think people listen to this, but I don't know. It's weird. It's like the plays don't go up, but the views do. So it's like, are people just going to my wish list? Are they just? I don't know. It's weird. Like this thing. I don't know. And then I sometimes feel like people are listening to it because they'll say things that I think are like symbols to this thing. There used to be like a woman with a flower here and something else here, and I can't even remember what it was now, unfortunately. Oh, something else. I don't know. I think it was like oh yeah, I remember it was like another woman and who looked like two people that I was familiar with at the same time. It's very crazy. But anyway, so I wanted to sort of explain this because like this is really difficult to do this stuff. It doesn't seem like it maybe, but when you get to this sort of level of synchronicity, sometimes it's easy, sometimes it really takes ages, and obviously I have to be really in it. Sometimes I can be really in it and I still don't find a track that matches up. And I just want to kind of share with you the process of doing that. Hopefully I don't get slanted for that, but just I'm a playlist maker. People out there who are, this is your beautiful, wonderful music. I'm sharing it to the world for you for free. I'm sometimes buying every single, buying one track of yours or a whole album. This isn't even like, there's hidden items in here, tons of hidden stuff. Oh, there's the picture ones if you wanted to see them. Like there's tons of shit in here, like 413 hidden items. So I've paid, some of these are albums as well, they're not just yeah, very crazy, that one. 413 items that I've actually bought myself. Some of them were in packs, some of them were albums, some of them were just individual tracks and shit like that. Do you know what I mean? Like history is here. Like, do you know what I mean? I mean, this was back in the old times of the second collection. If you want to hear what that sounds like. Had a different vibe back then. It was more like it's interestingly mystical. It still is in a way, but it's different now. It's like it's a different thing. But yeah, and there was other people. There's one of the things that with this playlist is so difficult is that I'll make a collection. I'll make a line of tracks, and then one of the artists will change their album cover, or they'll delete their entire fucking catalog off the damn thing. So then I have to go back and change it and shit like that. Or what? Another one that happens that I can't stand. This one I actually really don't like is that it will look like a different album cover than when you buy it, and then the album cover you bought is different than, like, this is a perfect example, right? This track here, I love this fucking track. This awesome singer, I think she's a ESFP or whatever, right? It's in the
things you don't say. Why do I have to break things that aren't broken? Why do I try to take love and overdoses?
Like, I know all my tracks. Like, it's not just like I don't listen to them and then like that's it. These tracks I kind of got an idea of, or maybe even an idea of the artist, not all the time, but right. But when I bought it, right, it came out looking like this, or the other way around, whichever way it was. Luckily, it worked out in the end, right? But like sometimes I'll buy them and then there'll be totally different album covers than what I actually intended. So that's annoying. It's good in a way because it's like different and a surprise, but at the same time it's not in other ways because it's really difficult for people like me who's trying to make these things into time. But I'm not having a go anymore. I'm just saying that's just the thing. This track I tried so hard. This has been around for ages. I still haven't found a place. I almost had it in a place where it fit, and then it just came out. It's just one of those. It's a very unusual track. I mean, watching all this going down. All the animals around. All these, like, I can see in the dark. 3, 2,
Can see in the dark. Can see in the dark.
So I know that, whatever, I can keep going, but yeah, so I just want to kind of show you my process here of like how I do this, because it's crazy, because this is I don't know what this video is meant to be, but I just kind of always wanted to kind of share all this kind of stuff with people so they kind of get an idea of what is going on. Like, if the story is however you interpret it. but a lot of it comes from my subconscious, give or take. So so my resonance in my subconscious is what is making this track, give or take. I'll listen to music, and if I just can feel it to my core, then it's going to get on here. Do you know what I mean? And that's what happens. I know that if you keep going down and looking places, a bit of odd bits, like this bit I don't like that how this syncs up. Sometimes there are intentional sort of slight differences here in purpose, but I love when it like does this kind of shit, and you can see there's multiple faces and things like that. That's another thing. And the entire track, like, it's intended in a way for those synchronicities to be there. So all of these there's usually a reason why you're seeing it the way you're seeing it. Okay, this is a bit fucked up here, right? Because it doesn't. I need to get another track that sits here or something like that, or sits in between here, or make another row or whatever. But because it's all, this is supposed to be in the center, and that's another thing. When I add new tracks, it slides everything around, so you don't keep the same order, which is always fucking annoying. So people come on here, new people, and they'll go, "Oh, what the fuck?" It won't look like it was meant to look like. So I've kind of got almost like building for multiple orders, but it's not easy with the synchronicities and everything. So it's never a guarantee, give or take. There's so many synchronicities here. Like I could go into literally like how look the faces here. This INFJ lady here, psychologist lady. Wonderful woman in her own way, magical, like abstractionist type person. That's an ESFP, I think, the vibe there. And look, just crazy synchronicities. Look, what if? Too much. I love that when I found that track. And that's another thing about this thing, is that sometimes I'll find a track like months, weeks, days after I wouldn't even thinking about it sometimes, and I'll just see a track and it will click, and then I'll just put it in my collection or wish list, and then wait a minute, I'll see a pattern, and then I'll run with it. It's that kind of thing. That's supposed to be in the center. That's supposed to be on the side, with that on the side next to it. Like if I do, how should I do this? Don't know if that's going to be enough. That's nothing. Sometimes it's never enough. Fuck's sake. There used to be a wonderful artist who was an AI singer, woman, a generative technology artist, who she also does some of the editing herself or whatever. And she took her catalogue off because of stupid Bandcamp's garbage fucking shit thing around generative technology music, because they want to be all natural and everything, which I get in one way. Another way, I just don't know why they just don't have a section for generated technology, and aside for technological people and aside for biological people. And this was cool, right? This artist here, he didn't have to do this. I think he did this deliberately because the woman that was Ari Sarai or something was a handle. And he did this. I don't know if he did it intentionally or unintentionally, or if it just happened that way, but like, yeah. And it synced up because it was a song, it was called like something about tonight, I think. And it just had a face like this of her, Arya Sarai, and with a light in her lip, in her mouth. It was fucking sick, and it was going to sit in the center there, and it fit up nicely. And then she obviously took her catalogue down, so it fucked everything up. Interesting synchronicity there. If you know, you know, but you might not know, because you might not probably want to keep going on about that. I love this one. This one was one of my favourites, right? How that just sort of naturally lined up to that, and then you've got his funny face there. So awesome. But yeah, I just want to show the process of how I do this, because like I think there are people who want me to keep going on with this. And it's not like I don't want to. It costs money, first of all. So that's the first thing I need to get out there. It's not like I'm getting these all for free, like if you put it all together, that's 400, and some of these I bought the vinyls of, not just the tracks. So 413 hidden items plus 264. Some of those are albums, some of those are vinyls, some of those are single tracks. Fuck knows what the actual, I could look at my orders if you see all that shit. So look, tons of shit, like stuff I've bought over the times, over years, right? 2 years, whatever it is. Just tons and tons of shit. A lot of these are single tracks, actually, I'm noticing. Sometimes I even give extra than what they asked for. There you go, another one. So I bought the entire album on that one. Yeah, I bought the entire album for that. Sometimes I had to buy the entire album because the track was just so good that I couldn't resist for that particular thing. Tons. Some of these people have left, so you don't even see the purchases now on here. So some of the people on here, and that's okay. Sorry about that. There was some information on it. I didn't want sharing, but anyways. So I want to show the process of doing this, but I'm going to pause this video and start again. Give me a sec. Okay, I'm back. So we're going to show you how I do this because I think it'd be interesting. And I also do this on YouTube as well. So like I'll just find a track on here, or I'll search here and then use that and see if there's a YouTube version of it. So just to give you an idea. So my genre at the moment has been kind of pop heavy. I think this latest collection, I think the first collection was a bit more varied. This one seems to be more pop oriented. I do try to change up, like I started to get into the rock stuff a bit more, and yeah, but I have done other, there are other genres, but that's just how it went. It's going when I resonate the most with pop at the moment. I just find it hard to, obviously I resonate with rock as well, so there's some good stuff in there. So what that tells me is that I can resonate with all of them, but some of them it's so hard to find a track that synchronizes. I find pop is the one that really kicks. But we'll go with pop because that's the one that, you know. So usually how I do it is I'll actually go surprise me, so it's like a more rarer shit rather than just best-selling stuff that everyone has. And I'll just sit here for hours on end listening to see if I find anything that syncs. And I use this app called PureRef now, which is a recent development. I wasn't using that in the first collection and wasn't even using it in the early of the second collection. And what I'll do is I'll just kind of put the album covers together and look at them to see if there's like enough synchronicity for it to work, right? In this one it did, right? Enough anyways. Sometimes it's like the level of it synchronizing doesn't synchronize, is always varied, but you know, see how that matches up a bit more, or how that almost looks like the tree there kind of, and then how the mountains kind of have similar vibes, and how the cloud almost links up but not quite, because it's almost like an illusion, and then the dude pulls it down and then he sees this guy, or that's the dude, depending on how you interpret it, and then this links up with that, shit like that. So it's not like some, you know, thing that, you know, so I'll just play it. But usually what I'll do is I'll go, okay, I want to match up with this, so then I'll just have that around, or have it hidden in my memory, or have it in my memory, whatever, and then I'll just keep playing shit until I find something that resonates. I hope I don't get slaughtered for this, but nope. Usually I'm a bit quicker. Nope. Plus it has to match up, so like usually sometimes I'll just try and see if I find anything that sort of looks a bit like it could match up, or test it. And that's usually, I prefer it in English. See, I'm already struggling already. We'll do it the old style method where I would like play them all, each one of them, but maybe not. Yeah, see, it's just
one more little.
no. All right, maybe not. Animal Cosmos. If I find a track I like, Velvet Visions. Hey. If we try and get one. Tote bag on the doorknob of my. Okay, that's a bit sad, and that's not going to work anyways. Kind of. Sometimes I'll just do this because it's easier. And this endless grind of trying to find stuff. What the fuck is that noise? Motherfucker. Oh, what's this? No. No, this takes fucking ages, man.
This time.
That's obviously not going to work. Sorry for the sniffling. Oh, intriguing. Will that work in any way? That's what I can do. I like the vibes of it, but I just don't see how it's going to work. Yeah, not going to work. No. And just endlessly DV. Just not seeing anything that looks like it will work with it. this?
I got the face that you're in, and everybody's doing my thing, yeah. Whenever I come around, they just go.
It's not working, mate, as usual.
I was home.
No. Nope.
Yeah, hey. But he never gonna say shit.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, I saw.
My heart was already crossing the line.
Pretty, getting more real, good, better. No, this might be a good one.
About you, baby.
No bullshit lyrics. Let's have a look. Oh, they don't. I hate when they just.
So share this little space with me.
Okay, it's a good track, but I don't think it's obviously not going to work with that. And I mean, yeah, that's a good track for the wish list. Maybe future for a future. Unfortunately, it's not going to work here. Yeah. It's fucking stupid, this shit.
They told me.
Dumb. Some shit. Whoa, right in the ears. Right in the ears. In the cochlea. No.
It didn't either.
I have no idea what the fuck they're saying. Well, not in any vivid, clear way, give or take. It's already getting laborious. Is that Avatar? Now see, that's intriguing. But I feel like the colours are off. But that might be enough. But there's nothing. And what is it about? I mean, how does that? What is that? What does that relate to? Is that like somebody else looking through? It looks like that fucking character in that one of the collection, the playlist I did on YouTube. If you know, you'll probably know what that is. But I mean, we can have a look anyways. Is there any track here? Maybe. I just don't know how that's gonna work.
Which is pretty nice when it's cold or really dry out in the
It's not gonna work. So it's a close call. Let's really see what that was.
above the guardian.
Bullshit lyrics. Bullshit for me, not bullshit in the world. The world is fine. But for the playlist, bullshit is the go-to word.
Back and forth, mind is filled with confusion, having all these problems.
Here we go. This is the crazy synchronicity.
But I think life is an illusion. I don't know where to go, nor do I know what the future holds. No longer listen to what I've been told. I would just go with the flow. But nah, I gotta have a sense of direction. Gotta feel a sense of affection. All this shit been on my mind, I be running all the time. I just gotta go and find some protection. Baby girl, I think I got too attached, but I could've sworn that you were my match. You from the city and you always got my back, and you always looking pretty, it don't matter where you at or what you dress.
Okay, I'm gonna have to listen to that. I don't know what's going on there. That's some crazy shit, synchronicity shit going on there. That's the kind of stuff I have to deal with on a regular basis.
Broken mirror of my shoe, little piece of broken mirror. They destroy me. I lose control.
No, it's not going to work. Probably not going to work, but I'm intrigued to see.
Hear it through the ceilings and through the night.
And the vibe's just not vibing.
Mind and feel the
Fuck's sake. So imagine hours of this, sometimes just on one track, just doing this all for an hour, for hours.
Star in the night.
It's not an hour.
Girl, it's so magical when you hold me tight and groove the way you do. So come along with me.
What kind of lyrics is there? Bullshit lyrics? If there's bullshit lyrics, then well, I can't tell at the moment. So for now, it's going to go in the wish list. Maybe it'll get used somewhere. Need more black people in the playlist, anyways. It's not going to work for the what I'm looking for, but what's the lyrics about? Sanctuary, not too bad. Yeah, okay, I can go on the wish list. Maybe it'll hit somewhere. We'll see. Or butterfly. Obviously not going to work. Hearing shit behind me. Got the fan on. Need it to be fucking cold in here. Okay. I think a lot of us can relate to this one.
Synchronicities have no control, fiending. Socialize and synchronicities have no control, fiending. For ascension, let it go. Can enjoy the night when all I want's to be alone.
Don't know about that. Ascending to what? The lie, because that's what it is to me. The great bullshit.
my face.
Reminds me of my mom.
Don't need this on, do I? I've got a fucking. I was going to put the camera on, but it didn't really work out for some reason. I was hoping I would get at least one sync here just to show you, but it's not looking good. This might be a good track.
You obviously think you know me so well, so here, love, I'll really give you a free.
That's different. I've never seen a fucking album cover like that before. I'm like,
The night. We only made it cause we stayed up. These young kids are young kings, so royalty. Growing up, all I did was play video games, so I'm reaching my goals like I'm completing the mission. So used to this, not everyone will see the vision.
sounds like my cousin singing, rapping, I mean. could see that at least going on the wish list. Siva. It's just so fucking painful.
Our world is in crisis because of the absence of consciousness.
Whatever the fuck that thing is in that video, if you know, you know. Oh, this looks a bit intriguing. Is that enough? I like a track like that. Does have a similar vibe. Male version, the same vibe. I wonder if it's the same voice. Doubt it. Fuck's sake. What's this? Oh, we're not going to listen to that. Sorry. Not interested. Wish lister. Cool, but not really gonna go anywhere. Ooh, that's my good one. Never mind, it's in a different language. This is going great. Sorry for that. Not interested in that for sure. Fuck it now. I hope I don't get fucking destroyed for this. I swear if I just get like copy strike to fuck, I'm just gonna delete the video.
Надо, что вчитать. Show respect, how my hourly bill raised me to always represent myself like a lady.
Oh gosh, alright. If you want to be all lady entitled, you go ahead. No offense. I guess there's some pride in that. You know, it's not even, it's just a pride in it for the woman. Good. The fuck? It's like a fucking animal was on the ground. The actual fuck was that? Oh, it's not looking good, guys. I'm only going to keep doing this for a little bit longer.
Got something that I need. Something. The mist around my voice. Nothing else that I miss, just you.
Hold on, yeah? Yeah. Okay, now I'm back. Sorry, I had to get a spider from somewhere. But yeah, it's just taking ages to find a synchronicity that works.
Friends on boys on a plane, so gentle and kind. Lonely nights, empty days. From here, I'm alone in this.
Give him some. I'm worried putting it up there though. Yeah, I don't know. So like that's how the kind of a process. So that's the sort of how I go about doing that. And then obviously I'll just build up a wish list of tracks, and then if I can find something in a wish list, then great, I'll use it. If I can't, then I won't. So I've got tons of tracks here, so I could just try and sync it like this, and I'll just go through and I'll be like, okay, what looks like it could work? You'd almost think this might work, but then you've got the white border on it, and it's like even if you didn't, then it's how's that
Going the wrong way.
or whatever. You'd think this might work, right? How does that maybe this? But then look, the darkness is a bit off from my liking. But then you could maybe say, well, that's different to that, so why can't that work? I think it's a bit too different. So, okay, we'll put this one in. And even if you do get a sync, everything else has to work with it. Cool track. The track almost feels like a
$7 was
maybe not, I don't know what the fuck that was, but so it's not like it's not a breeze to do this. Do you know what I mean? It's actually very challenging on the mind. That's an intriguing one, but once again a bit off. Intriguing patterns there. Is that enough though? See, I don't think that's enough for for a proper good enough sync. Yeah, it just doesn't work. Yeah. for that particular track. So sorry about the nostril shit. Hoping that doesn't. Fucking hell, nostrils, man. Holy shizzle. I just wanted to get one sync just so I could show it. Ooh. Huh. What is it? What is this track? Just matches with that because it just goes on good with that.
When in your pain, so it's paperback.
Yeah. Just listen. It vibes, man. It vibes. That's there you go. That's how it works. And what happens is stuff happens. It's crazy synchronicities that happen outside of the playlist and inside of the playlist and around it and all this kind of shit and stuff like that. And it gets me quite emotional and very tender to like, what is this? Try like that other track where I was like, right, I got to keep down my wish list because I'm gonna need to go back and listen to it. That kind of shit going on. So it's just cool as fuck. There used to be a track here as well. I don't know what the fuck it was, but I think it was an AI track and it got taken down by the bastards at Bandcamp. Anyway, so there you go. So that's what happens. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This is how I make my synchronistic playlists usually. Sometimes there'll be a track in my memory from years ago or something, and I'll go have a look and see if that track works or whatever. So it's a hybrid process, but like generally it comes from Bandcamp, and it's also how I build the YouTube playlist. So I'll do a similar thing like this. It's a little bit easier with that because the synchronicities don't have to be so insane, kind of, depending on what it is. Sometimes it could take a while. It depends on what I'm working with. Sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's harder. But like if I usually just take a track that I can resonate with and like run with it, and usually that track is my vibe at the time, anyways. Or I picked it specifically for that because I wanted to speak from where I'm at in that moment, So yeah. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much. And this is Tuniveza or Tuni, Universa, Dominic, whatever you want to call me. Thank you, everyone, and I hope you understand what it takes to make this. I should mention, there is obviously a lot of emotion in this. I just didn't even talk about this actually. It could take me. My process is sort of whenever the mood is there. So sometimes I might just get really sad, and I just feel like, okay, I'm gonna go do this. Doesn't always turn up to be anything, but that's sometimes I'll be like in the mood to do this, so I'll just come with a more like upbeat mood. You know, the mood comes from all different places, different positions and moments, you know. I've even worked on it in my arts, you know, as I mean, so it just it's not all the time. It's not something I just always working on it. I used to be a bit more consistent like that in the earlier days. It's not because I don't want to, it's just that I've got so many things I'm doing now, give or take, and I've got my mental health neurodivergence issues, so it's ADHD process stuff, so it can be pretty challenging. So it's not easy. So, and but if you're wondering if it's what is this playlist about? It's about whoever I am, you know, in a sense, you know, and that can relate to people I'm talking to, people I've listened to, my own self, my dreams. It can be all sorts of things. It comes from wherever it wants to come from. So, you know, you probably understand how much depth do I understand. I've seen people. I've messaged, or I've sometimes, or I've just looked at people more deeply. Like I've looked at Jessie Fry before on her YouTube and shit like that. She's, you know, quite a popular artist, you know. So some of these I have, some of these I haven't. This guy is cool. I think he kind of stopped doing music because of whatever reason, or he does it in his own time, or something else happened. But he has videos of him dancing. He went into he went on a dance show or singing show or some show, one of those like Britain's Got Talent type of shows, and did his tracks on there. This is a band. I know it's not like, that's pretty easy to answer, but you know what I mean. So, you know, this is they are, I think, non-binary, and they've had some difficulties in their life, and in various forms and stuff like that, and I feel for them and hope they have a wonderful life. This is I think it's a transgender person. I don't want to be rude, and cool as fuck, and can keep going. She lives in Ukraine, so she's been dealing with that, which I know is really sad. The list goes on and on and on. I mean, it's not like this is a real personal tracks to me in a lot of ways, you know what I mean. It's not like I just don't. It's not every track. Some of these tracks I've actually looked behind. Muna, they're a 3-group band doing all kinds of cool. They've been around for a long time. So yeah, it's not like whatever. This guy's blind in one eye or something like that. It's cool as fuck though. I think he's an internal refiner, like a, you know, he's pretty cool. I can keep going. Right, so anyways, so yeah, these are very personal tracks. Like, even though that track looked like it was such an easy thing, now that has become a personal track now. In some ways, little ways. Maybe not so much like some of them. Some of them it's more so, some of them less so. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. See you around in the next video.